Hello, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski, and a big game tonight, a must-win game for the Villanova Wildcats as they will take on the Providence Friars at 7 p.m. at the Finn. Villanova is coming off a double-digit loss to St. John's on the road in New York, a game that Villanova really would have loved to have, right? It was a game that Villanova was predicted to win by around double digits, and in that game, the Wildcats just got off to a bad start, only scored 5 points in the first quarter, and Villanova just couldn't make up some ground, had a pretty strong fourth quarter to close out that game. Jasmine Bosco struggled from the field in that game just in terms of efficiency. Really, the whole team struggled from the field. Villanova shot less than 30%, and from behind the arc, same thing. Villanova had some turnovers in that game as well against St. John's. So, a similar performance to what Villanova had a few weeks ago against Marquette on the road. Just a tough loss for Villanova that definitely hurts its chances to make March Madness. And that's why this game tonight is a must-win. Now, if you remember last year when Villanova was kind of making that run down the stretch as one of the teams that were just outside of the bubble trying to get into March Madness, Villanova lost to Providence on the road, and that was really the loss that kind of sunk the ship for the Wildcats. So they are trying to prevent that from happening again this season. This Providence team is very beatable. Villanova already beat Providence on the road in Rhode Island by 30 points a few weeks ago. Sabu Gay is the leading scorer for Providence. She averages about 14 points per game. She's a transfer from from Florida A&M, and she has played some really good basketball for Providence this year. She's not the best shooter from behind the arc, but she picks up points. She did struggle in the game against Villanova a few weeks ago, scored only 6 points in that matchup. But Providence as a whole really struggles offensively. The Friars only score about 59 points per game. They have a losing record, 10-11 overall, just 3-7 in conference play. They only have one win on the road this year, and the best win for the Friars came a couple weeks ago, very recently actually, against Creighton, and that was a high-scoring game where Providence actually scored 80 points in that contest. So that was the best win of the season for the Friars against Creighton in conference play. But really, other than that, again, only 10 wins. Villanova already beat Providence by 30 points. Offensively, like I said, they only score 59 points per game. Gay is the leading scorer. Again, the transfer from Florida A&M. But really, besides that, they really don't have a whole lot of offense. They struggle from behind the arc, shoot less than 30%, about 28-29% from behind the arc. They also average more than 16 turnovers per game. Now, the defense for Providence is pretty solid. They typically average about 62 to 63 points per game given up. But as a whole, the defense will struggle at times, especially when they play, higher quality opponents, when they play teams other than kind of in the bottom half of the Big East. So Villanova really shouldn't have any time scoring in this game against the Friars. They didn't in Rhode Island, and the Wildcats really need a bounce-back performance here at home tonight. Our WXU pregame coverage will begin at 6:30 p.m. Again, tip-off is at 7. Villanova predicted to win this game by double digits. They have to take care of business. This really is now a must-win game against a below 500 Providence team. Have a great rest of your day. Hope you can join us tonight. And as always, go Cats!